to go from a 61% risk down to 30% risk. All right? Now, I'm ready to start doing something about my computer. Right? Take countermeasures. Well, the money is involved. Nobody has an infinite amount of money. Okay? So I go and look at my threads. You know, I have hardware. I have these 3 threads that they gave me, that the program gave me to advise me. What I should do is I should go back and look at them one by one. I go and see hardware. I see what they are. I study this. I look at the no's. I said no for I should change them to yeses. How could I do to change those no's to yeses to build my confidence measure to perfection? And then I can go to the other one. I can go to the threat advice and go to hardware, and see my my no's. I mean ends. I don't want those ends. I should do something about it. Or I could go to the third one, which is in the environment. Now, after I study these things and I have a plan to continue to and I go and search the gadget costs and monies and everything, I can start acting. Okay, because of sometimes they have this rule, you have to work first the firewalls and start with network, because that's the first step you should do. So there are questions here. You want to spend money for all these things, okay? You start putting, like, I'm just going to do that randomly because we don't have time. The update the email and well, to do that, I buy a new program, $100, all right? And do you have antivirus software? I don't have that, but I want to buy it. $200. All right, I go and check. And do you enforce password policy? No, I don't, but there's a program that I know that does that. Okay, do you use to calculate final cost? No, I want to first, no. I said no. Okay, so it's $350 so far. Well, I want to go to the next one, change unit cost. All right, then I want to work on hardware accidental data loss. And then, some of them don't need money, and so some of them need money. I'm just going to just pick something out of the blue sky and just to continue, and $500 and others, and I don't need money for that, so to spend well, let's say $50 here. All right, so I have $850 there. Do you calculate at this time? Not yet. And I have the third one left, so I go to change unit cost and work with the environment. Well, ask me to buy some uninterrupted power supplies and things like that. Let's start working on this. And sorry, okay, I should say $600. All right, and do you have a temperature alarm? Another $400, stuff like that. So all right. Well, not, but we can. I'm just putting this cost just to cover something. Do we find cost? Yes. You see, at the end, I said yes. So do you see what I have here? Oh, that's a coincidence. I didn't mean that. I was short. I spent $2,500 as opposed to $2,506. I had contingency for $2,506. I spent $2,500. I'm okay. I can go ahead with this plan. But sometimes, if you don't have that amount of money, $2,506, you can change your cost here, and you can change your total cost from $2,506 down to, if you want, $2,000. All right. Now, if you do that $2,000, then you're going to have $2,000. Then you have to abide by the new realities. So here, we just don't show you what to do things and how to do them and how much money you're needing to reduce your the risk from an earlier bad one to a good one that you desire. Okay, so I will. Okay, by the way, if you click show where you are in the security menu, it will give you the security diagram, what things you went through. All right, now I'm going to go from here to security B, and with my sand clock cursor. That's interesting. All right, so close. All right, security B. Now this is, oops, I never had this happen to me before, but everything happens for the first time someday. All right, this time, the same things that you've seen in a product form where I demoed to you to reduce your risk from a certain. By the way, I didn't have time to go to privacy. I mean, you can do the same thing for the privacy tree diagram and come up with results and tell you what to do about the privacy of a bank, for example. And where we keep the security points different from the privacy points, there are very few overlaps. So here's the survey, all right? I go to the survey part, and I select the survey. Let's see, this is the new one I have. E-voting survey, all right? And I want to edit it, all right? So you see, I have all these vulnerabilities for the e-voting. Machines, voters, electoral personnel, poll watchers, fraud, structure, weather, catastrophes, so on and so forth. I want to add a new one. I can go and add new, all right? And then I don't like this little, and I want to delete it. I can go and delete it, all right? So you see, what I'm doing is, this is the information I have there is not cut and dried. I can change them as I go. So, and I can edit like standard machines. I can edit from machines to, something else. Like, instead of machines, I'll say just machine, without S, right? If I say okay, and it will become machine. You see, it was machines and it became machine now. And I can see what questions is under machine. These are your vulnerability questions. Again, I can add, edit, delete. All right, I can go back. So what are the threats under machine? So threats are these. So I can go and look at these questions, and I can do all the editing, deleting, adding, all that stuff. And I can look at CM countermeasure questions. All the stuff that you've seen earlier, I can do changes as I like. All right? And customize it for my company or for myself. All right? It doesn't have to be the way you bought it. Okay, suppose that you bought this instrument, this software, and you're working on it. All right? Now, or you obtained it from the web. Okay? So, I want to show you something interesting now. Suppose that you want to do this wholesale, not step by step, but the wholesale. Here's the XML file. That's the new novelty we have. What we have is here, you have all these questions from the very beginning. Instead of writing down, in a Word format, you write in XML format. Here's help. How do you do this? Well, this is the instructions. I think you're not. It looks like it's shifted too much to the left. So you've got all these instructions on how to do the XML. So instead of your programmer or somebody else doing this for you, you can do this yourself and plug it in, and then look at all these e-voting questions I have. Suppose that I want to change these questions, right? And like I'm just doing something like very easy. I'm putting 2 spaces for the question marks, right? So I put the 2 question marks, 2 spaces. And I say save. I come back and I look at the e-voting survey. I load it, all right? And I look at, okay, and continue previous survey attempt. Yes, previous. Start. Okay, and look at the questions for machine. Look at those first question marks. I got 2 spaces which didn't exist. So I put more space between the question and the question mark. So what does that tell you? I mean, if you got hold of this program by some means in the future, and you want to use it for your computer, but you're not happy, you have your own questions to answer, to ask yourself. You can go and use the XML file and modify it and come back, and this preserves the privacy. If the bank wants to do this, bank doesn't have to call me anymore. So as long as you have the crunching machine in the black box that does the security meter,